a woman must have a plan. Some people might think that life just happens to you, or, you know, good things just happen, or it's life. Of course it's gonna happen. Or of course you have to just expect it. But you can expect those things once you have actually decided in your mind that actually I want that. I'm working towards it. I'm taking steps towards it. I remember one time saying to my friend, I think I was worried, I don't remember the exact words, but I said to her something like, I'm not sure if I'm going to get married, or I don't know if I'll find that person. And she said, of course you're going to get married. It's life. But the fact of the matter is, you have to have the expectation, but you also have to plan towards it. And I don't mean like, oh, you know, writing, it's good to write things down, but it's actually good to position yourself, to prepare yourself, to pray, to prepare yourself, as in like be the person who you need to be that wife or that husband. But when she said it, I was like, wow, that's quite an interesting statement. Oh, of course you will. Like, it's life. It's life. Like, we're all living this life. There's plenty of older women who have lived in this life, it's life, but have not found that they've gotten married, you know. And that's just one example. That's literally not what this video is about. It's not really my top concern about like having a plan anyway, but it's just one example of how sometimes we just think it's life, of course it's gonna happen, but really and truly we have to plan. Ever since I was young, I wouldn't say so young, maybe early 20s, I've always known that I needed to protect my peace, and it's really helped me over time. I've been through different phases where protecting my peace meant that I'm non-confrontational. Other times it meant that I actually talked about the issue, and then right now I'm at a place where it could be either or. I could be, when I say confrontation, I mean like addressing the issue, or it could be kind of like not even going there because I feel like perhaps that person will not understand. But all in all, it's all a case of protecting your peace, protecting your space. And I think even when it comes to that, like I think subconsciously in my mind, even in the earlier years, I always knew that I had to plan for good mental health. Although I wasn't planning for physical health, I was going to the gym, I was trying my best to eat healthy, I was trying my best to keep my weight in check. I always felt like it would help me long term, but I think maybe the methods I was using, I'm not sure, I don't know if they were like so sustainable in terms of like eating salad every day, counting calories and things like that. With everything in life, you just have to be mindful. Mental health, physical health, spiritual health, finances, relationships, all of those things you have to plan for. Now, back to that point where the friend of mine said, it's life, it will happen. I think in my mind, in the past, I always thought that one day I will meet that knight in shining armor who will come and save me. But as a woman, yes, that can happen for you. Yes, it can happen, and it has happened for many women, you know. Perhaps we even perceive it as they are being saved, but really and truly, they planned for that. You know, they planned for that, they prayed for that, they prepared for it. To the world, it may look like they're being saved, but really and truly, it was all in their plan, and it was all aligned with God's plan. I didn't feel like I wanted to plan a future for myself, but we live in a day and age where it's not that easy to just get married, or maybe some people find it easier than others. But I think what I'm trying to say is, if you know you're not somebody who's like always in and out of relationships, you don't actively date, you're not really out there as much as you possibly could be, or you're not really that relationship girl, to know that, okay, I will definitely get married, or somebody's going to pop into my life at the right time so we can do the things that we're supposed to, the society expects us to do: buy a house, make investments, have kids, all those things by a certain age, you know, like mid-20s or early 20s, mid-20s, late 20s. Really and truly, you should have a plan for yourself. I think now I've definitely started to implement it, and I'm actually so happy about that. This message, this video is literally just to say that to all the younger women, not to plan to be like alone or plan for like a life alone. No. Just have a plan for yourself, you know, because even when you do get married, even when you do get partnered up with somebody, you're still an individual, you're still a person of your own. You need to have passions and a purpose of your own as well. You can have that within the context of marriage, and within the context of marriage. I'm not going to say context of a relationship. I'm going to say within the context of marriage. You can have that, but it's just so good for you to have not been waiting for somebody to come and rescue you from a place of that's not good. You know, you just have to have like a plan of your own. Like I said, it's not just about relationships. This is about mental health. This is about protecting your peace. This is about protecting your space, protecting your environment, protecting your surroundings, protecting your property. You know, all these things. Protect that, your mental space, because your mind is so powerful. Your mind is something that even if you have the perfectly healthy body, if your mind is not functioning okay, you know, it can affect the rest of you. It's not nice, you know. So plan for good mental health, protect your peace, learn about yourself, how you communicate, how you operate, how you need to be talked to, how you can best let people know about your boundaries, you know. Physical health, when it comes to physical health, this is something that I always felt like I really took pride in, because I'll tell you something, when I was younger, especially much younger, like maybe teen, I was just perceived as ugly. But then one thing I always told myself is that even if I'm ugly, I'm not, please don't tell me that you're not ugly. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying because I was really dark skinned. In fact, this light doesn't do me justice, I don't think. Because I was really dark skinned, I was immediately checked as ugly. So that's why I always used to go to the gym like 3-4 times a week, because I felt like at least if I can just have a nice body, that will kind of balance everything out. That's a place that I've come out of, and I'm not thinking that I need to balance my face out. I need to balance everything out. I'm thinking we need to be the right weight for our frame. I'm tall, I'm 5'7", and I know right now I'm literally just like not in a good physical weight, space, shape, whatever. I'm just not there, and I realized that actually if I want to be physically healthy, I need to plan for it. A meal plan, a fitness plan. Every time I've actually planned to lose weight and followed it, it's worked for me. The thing that usually works for me is just counting the calories. If I can do that and find things that I like to eat. If you don't plan to be physically healthy or at a healthy weight, of course you'll end up at an unhealthy weight. When it comes to spiritual health, I think sometimes when things happen in your life, you're like, okay, I'm so happy that happened because I learned this lesson, but it still broke God's heart. So you have to understand, if you're a Christian, if you have, well, I'm just going to talk about Jesus and God. You have to understand that some things in life, they may not break your heart, you know, they may not break your heart, but they break God's heart. And I think once we understand that, you know, it's time to kind of surrender that to God, then he'll know that you've understood, you know, my desire for you. You've understood my words, and you've realized that my way is best. Yeah, it is true. Sometimes the hard things that we go through do teach us, you know, but that's not necessarily what God wants us to go through. You know, he wants the best for us, and you still take that lesson and you still apply it to your future steps. You just have to plan for your spiritual well-being, spiritual health. Yeah, so your spiritual and mental health go hand in hand, and it's just an important thing to note. When it comes to finances, oh wow, like one of the most important things to plan for, finances. I don't say that a woman needs to have a financial plan so that she can be that independent woman who doesn't need a man, who doesn't need any help, who's just like okay on her own forever and ever, amen. No, I don't say that. I say that because some of us will have to do life alone. Some of us will have to, like, at least for maybe a longer period, and you want to be living a life that you like. You know, you want to be able to get yourself the things that you want. You want to be able to take yourself on holidays, to take yourself out, to buy yourself nice things. You want to be able to sustain yourself, you know, and you want to have a good life. You don't want to have a struggle life. If you've not put that plan in place, then put that plan in place and start planning for a good financial future. Start planning for that business that you want to start. Start planning for that job that you want to, that higher paying job that you want to apply to. Start planning for the qualification so that it will, put you in a better position to get better paying jobs. Maybe God will bless you with that perfect life that you want, which you consider perfect. We can have a perfect life as a single woman as well. It's actually very possible, and for me, it doesn't sound bad at all. I think when you cross over a certain point, marriage is not the be all and end all. I feel like the perfect family unit for a child to grow up in is within the context of a healthy marriage. That's the perfect context. But sometimes in life we cannot control these things, but you can plan for them. It might sound like I'm saying have a backup plan for life alone. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying have a plan for yourself of a life that you enjoy, of a life that you like, of a life that's secure. Don't look for security in man or in a man. We do have the power in our individual self. We live in a day and age where a lot is possible, a lot is possible with the age of the internet, the age of social media, the age of information available. So the same is with relationships. If somebody is toxic in your life, constantly being negative, constantly putting you down or constantly talking down at you, the person thinks that they're very, very noble or very, very good, but they're like kind of talking down to you, looking down on you. Just try to reduce your amount of time spent with that person. If you know somebody's good for you in your life, then don't be clingy, but try to make more time available to spend time with that person. Find people who build you up in life. I don't know if you've ever heard of that saying, pick a struggle. Well, you might have felt like in your life you have had too many struggles. I know for a fact I've felt that way. But I think the solution to this is just to deal with one struggle at a time and try to be appreciative of the good as well, so that you don't see every hurdle or everything as a struggle. I think perspective also helps with this. Try to deal with them one by one without feeling completely overwhelmed to the point that you don't actually deal with them at all. So I know this video has been a little bit pick and mix, but I hope you've taken something from it. Thank you so much for sticking with me and for staying subscribed to my channel. If there are any particular videos that you would like to see, then let me know, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.